BetOnline is your number one source for all your summer sports this season. MLB, golf, NBA, NHL, all your playoff needs are handled in one place. BetOnline. Latest odds and lines, including the most up-to-date team matchups for all your favorite sports. It's all right there at BetOnline. Sit down and head to the website today to get in on the action, or use your mobile device. BetOnline, where the game starts.
I hope you're ready to have your mind blown with the greatest health and fitness information on the planet.
Yes, bitch!
Number one reason why my wife and I moved to the farm is we love it. I've always dreamed of being a farmer with a lot of land and having like an open connection with a variety of animals. But I thought I'd do it like in my 70s. When we decided to up and do it in the middle of the pandemic, the dream was to live a life where you could sincerely press pause on being a part of kind of the hustle and bustle of society and just come back to your place with your animals and your thing. And we do that. But there's an aspect of it that's absolutely LARPing, because I don't kill any of my animals and eat them. So it's a lot of like hoity-toity pretending at the same time.
I guess my question was, are you making more work for yourself in a way? Because we're talking about like maximizing your time for the audience. Your wife and daughter are out of town, so you're getting to train more, getting back on the mats more.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just asking, is some of this farm work taking away from that time?
Oh, no, the farm work takes away from everything in my life. Absolutely. Name something that you would purposely want to do as a active man. Sex, hobbies, work, all that. Here's the thing about animals. People always say, nature is so beautiful. Nature is so dark. No, nature is indifferent. One thing my animals do not, they love me. They all love me. Even the chickens who like to pretend like the animals have a very close connection with me, and they love me, and they know I feed them. They know I care for them, the whole thing. Dogs, cats, chickens, goats, donkeys, whatever it may be, they love me. We have a relationship. They also don't give a fuck about anything.
Brother, the chickens, they not teach you jujitsu. Brother, no, you go to jujitsu.
You know what the chickens, I was about to say they're the most brutal animals we have, but then I saw the Great Pyrenees flick the switch. Because the Great Pyrenees, I have two Great Pyrenees dogs that protect the farm. They live outdoors. They don't have any aspiration to come inside. It's very, very, very interesting. I love them, and if you have land, I can't encourage people enough to own Great Pyrenees. They're so amazing. My wife and I both grew up with dogs our whole lives, and we both have said numerous times, if we knew we could have these dogs, we would never have other dogs. They're amazing. But they're confusing because they are so loving. My daughter has her friend. They're 112. Waylon's 106 pounds. Willie's 112 pounds. They're monsters. They're like part wolf. They're so huge and they're so mean looking, but they're so goofy and loving. My daughter has her friends over and they play around in the yard and they throw balls at them and they fool around and they run around. They lick everybody and they're happy. But I saw the switch happen. I saw the coyotes just pushing their head around the fence, and they saw the iridescent eyeballs, and it was like, it wasn't violent. Oh my God, they went crazy. Waylon's started growling, like this low growl, and I went to grab him. I was like, "What's up, buddy?" And I put my hand on his neck, and I always love him, and I kiss him and rub around and wrestle with him, and I put my hand on his neck, and I was like, "Oh," I got stunned. His neck was like wrought iron. I could feel the veins and stuff. And I was like, oh no, what happened? Sure enough, like bullets, they both took off in silence. And they tried to break through the fence. They couldn't jump over it, so they tried to break through the fence to get to the coyotes, and they were going to gut them. And every once in a while, I'll come out and I'll see like the raccoon or possum. They come around, they make their way onto the land, and then that's it for them. And it's just shredded apart carcass. You're like, oh, okay, that's how it goes. They have this thing, this internal thing they know to protect their flock, they protect their animals, and they just do it. There's no training them. It's crazy. But the farm itself, it's so much joy, but it's such a pain in my ass. Because animals don't care. Even my daughter, who's a little kid, and little kids are so selfish, she understands. I'll be like, dude, I know, I promise I play with you. I promise I take you to go to the park, blah, blah, blah. But I have this meeting out of the blue. I'm sorry. No sweat, Papa. You know, she's 10, so she can kind of like understand things. Oh, no, we'll do it later. We'll go see a movie later, whatever it is. Animals don't care. If they know I'm running late, they will take a shit on my leg. Like, there's just no relationship to I have stuff to do. That's the thing about animals. And they're indifferent. They don't care. I wake up. I love some chickens so much. The ones that are mean to me and jerks, the roosters that are jerks, they'll live forever. These ones that I just love and love and love, they'll get some, like, bumblefoot and they'll be dead. And I'm like, oh, nature doesn't care.
If Rocky has taught us anything, the chickens are great for Western boxing.
They are absolutely athletic. They're hard to catch, man. They're hard to catch. Because like the donkeys, and granted, we have mini donkeys. They're not that big, but
No, you pull the donkey, right? That's like in place of a sled.
I do. I pick them up. I carry them because
Also, it's a sandbag.
Yeah,
now.
I do some rucking with them. No, but I do wrestle with all my goats, donkeys, everything. And the goats, obviously, when they want to assert themselves, they'll ram me, and like that sucks. Sure, if they connect like side of my knee, like that could be devastating.
Have you choked one out before?
I absolutely took one's back. A ram, by the way, a ram. I took its back.
What?
Well,
Wait, you took its back and you didn't put it out?
I didn't want to choke it to sleep if I didn't have to.
Did it tap?
It finally just gave up. It stopped moving. Yeah.
Okay.
But what happened was, I had a full-grown adult ram, and he was in the back, and I was getting all the sheep out of the trailer into our arena. So you have to walk like 30 feet to do it, because I can't back the house gets in the way. I can't back it up all the way to the arena to where I have them in there. And the first night when I got these sheep, there's one, and the last guy I'm getting out is this. He's a big dude, full ram horns. Named him Johnny Cash because he was black. And other sheep I would take on just like a regular leash, like a long rope leash, and I would grab them close to their neck and I'd walk them, and they would, they might hesitate, but I'd pull a little bit and they'd walk. This guy was not coming. So finally he bucked and he pulled away, and when he did, I started to lose grip on the rope, and I immediately, without hesitation, I just jumped on his back. And he went to run away, and I literally fell backwards and put hooks in. And my wife's like, whoa. And I just because he had his horns, he was going like this. And I was like, shit. So I put my head to the side, and I got around his neck, his thick neck, and I started holding him. And finally, he was thrashing. Finally, he just stopped moving, and I was like, I win.
Yeah, those horns are dangerous. Those are like elbows from the bottom.
Oh, no, you get, yeah. And
they'll cut you up.
I don't think like this, he could have like devastated. He could have obviously black eye or something. But I don't think like, just from the back hitting me like that, he could have hurt me too bad. If he got a running start, he could fucking crush my ribs and shit.
So you're saying you would not have gone down like Yuri Prochazka?
No. I don't think he could Alex Pereira me to death like that. But the donkeys will kick me jokingly every once in a while. Because I don't even know if I want to say this on the air. But every once in a while, just to fuck with Ozzy, that's the male donkey that we have, I'll be on my knees and I'll be cleaning his feet. And like horse, any equine animal, any of you guys who have any familiarity out there, their dicks come out. And I don't think it has necessarily any relationship to like being horny, but I don't know how us humans skated on this. Our dicks stay out. Theirs go up in their belly like a dog. And every once in a while, his gigantic donkey dick will just flop out. So every once in a while, I'll fucking hit it like that. you know, like I'm not giving him an HJ, but just to fuck with him, I'll be cleaning his feet or rubbing his legs down with like a fly repellent, and his dick will come out and it's huge. It's huge. It'll be right there. So I got like this, I go bunk like that, bunk, and he'll kick me, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, but he doesn't. He clearly isn't. I've seen him kick shit when he really wants to fuck it up. He doesn't kick me like it, but he'll do like a little like, oh, you want to play this game? And he'll like turn his butt towards me and go bunk, and I'm like, ow! He got me in the shoulder the other day. I was like, oh, you motherfucker! And then I was crawling underneath the chicken coop because we just had a birthing, a bunch of chicks, little baby chicks, and they're so freaking cute. So once they get past like golf ball size, then I feel comfortable letting them out and running around. Before that, when they're like fresh hatched, I keep them cut off from like the outside world. They're in a little pen with their mom. But then they get to like walking and their heads stand up straight, so I let them out to a little bit. So I have done that with 4 of these chicks, and they're so freaking, and they just walk around, they just follow their mom around. So I go, it was last night, and I go to collect all the chickens and put them back in their chicken coop. And they had gone underneath the coop. Little fuckers. So I was like, oh, well, you guys will come out eventually. So I took a little thing. I feed the chicks a different type of food. It's a little bit more easy, more palatable, and it's a starter food to help them grow. I feed them a little bit different food than the full-grown chicks. So I put a little plate of this, like this big, and I fill it up with the starter feed, and I put it underneath the coop to be under there with him. And goddamn Richard Grieco, the goat, runs up and puts his head right next to me, right? And he's trying to get under there to eat the chicken food. And I'm like, you bastard. And I'm elbowing him away, and he just turns and goes bunk like that with his horns right in my fucking eyeball. And I was like, you
Right
bastard.
in the bad eye?
Right here. Right? I was like, you son of a bitch. Luckily, there was seemingly no like injury to it, but you get those quick reminders like, oh, like these are not, if push came to shove and I don't have a weapon, they could handle themselves pretty well. But I still win. I win. I was even thinking about like animals that invade. If shit hit the fan and there was like like a coyote invasion, I'm killing a coyote. Like it's not even really gonna be a big. It would be like me versus Alex Pejeda. That's how much I would fuck up a coyote. Now, so I'm going down the list. Coyotes are done. Raccoons are done. I'm fucking you up. I destroy you. I'm going down the list, and I'm getting to fox because we have foxes around here. There's a couple of them. That's a rough go. I still think
the coyote's worse than the fox.
No way. But Texas coyotes, that's true.
Longer limbs.
I'm used to LA coyotes. So they're sickly. Texas coyotes are legit. But Texas coyote's going to run at me. I'm going to take its back. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to take its back. Even if it gets my arm or something, it would suck. It would rip it apart. It would hurt. It's not biting through the bone, I don't think. And I'm going to fucking kill a coyote. A wolf, I'm really in a bad way.
Oh, wolf got you.
That's where I draw
the claws.
I'm going down the list. I start with squirrel, who, by the way, is king. I've now decided squirrels are the best, and this is why. But I start with squirrel. That's the ones I see. Birds of prey, you go down the list. And I get up to wolf is where I drew the line. Wolf is where I was like, I'm losing this fight.
I think you lose to some of the larger birds.
Only because if I don't have a gun, I can't.
Yeah, even if you get a hold of it, I think you're like not judging soft tissue very well.
Yeah.
And how much these animals are just going to rip that open. And how well that works. Like, I'm just saying
I am. I mean, dude, an owl, like a good owl, or like some of these birds of prey, they bite right through my bone. They have the grip, their jaws are
You're
so
holding
strong.
on to it, and then all of a sudden your bicep rolls up into your shoulder.
But I've also I've like put on the falconing arm and had these birds on my arm and everything. I also know that if I get a hold of it like this, I could literally crush it.
Yeah,
literally
crush
it to death, but I also can't fly 180 miles an hour, like they win.
Have you tried?
No, I haven't. I've never tried. But they win just from evasiveness. They win. So I guess you're right. But Birds, I always feel like I win because I'll shoot you. Like, you don't stand a chance. Eventually, I'm gonna fucking. You fall asleep you're up there in the trees, and then you get the 30-06 explodes you.
I'm good with a trash can lid, I think.
I have graduated to really fucking. I'm a snake king now.
Oh, with the shovel?
When I first moved to here, I was like go like this with snake tongues, like fuck. Snake. I see snakes so much now, and I just grab them by the back of the neck, like, you fucking pussy, you little bitch, and I, take them up to their disposal. I never kill them. Even when they eat eggs. I take them somewhere else and I dispose of. I let them go because I always remind myself. Besides coyotes, I go, this was your shit way before I moved here. You're just doing what you do. You're a snake and you smelled eggs and you smelled little bird. Like, who am I to kill you because of that? Now, coyote, like invasive thing, you're getting lights out. It's time for you to die. But big spiders, snakes, I always go like, why would I kill? You're being a snake. I moved here and planted birds here. But you know what I'm saying? I brought your food. It'd be like if you went to the, like a homeless shelter and you brought like tons of KFC. Like, and you just set it out. And then you're like, what the fuck, dude? When people came up to eat it, Like, they were minding their own business, right? And you came in with food, and you're like, let me spread this out here in your place.
Maybe you need some owls.
Well, I have owls. An owl almost killed my dog. Almost killed Harry, my indoor dogs.
Which I guess is like a bouncer for the KFC.
There's no bouncer to owls. That's the best predator. That's like up there with like lions and tigers on the African plains.
Learn this fact about owls today. They can't move their eyeballs, but their head
wiggles all the way around.
Yeah.
That's why they do that. So either way, squirrels are the best, and let me tell you why. So I got these Great Pyrenees, I got the donkeys, I got the birds, all the whole thing, got the goats, a bunny, a deer. You go down the list of non-predatory animals, right? They see something, and they're like, I'm out. They bounce, and they run as far away as they possibly can, okay? Lizards, all the fun animals you see. You wake up in the morning, you see some bunnies, you see some frogs. You're like, oh, look at these guys. When they see the dogs coming, indoor or outdoor, they're like, oh, fuck, and they get the fuck out of there. Squirrels literally go just far away enough that you can't get them, and then go like this to you. And I'm like, you are the best. You are the funny. They will tease the dogs. They will be like, hey, I'm over here. Dog, rah, 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 rah. Then they run up a tree just far enough away. Just like an inch, 2 inches away from where their paws can get to. And they just stand there like this. Fuck you. I see this squirrel yesterday, and he's driving my dogs crazy. So I'm like, Waylon, seriously, relax. I tether him up to the tree just to get him to calm down. The squirrel watches me tether him up, and then comes down from the tree and just goes just far enough away, standing there like he's not even running. He's like, and Waylon, I said, you know what? Kudos to you.
Well, think about this. They're the only land animal that's also conquered flight. Fuck you, Wright brothers. Squirrels have been doing this for a long time.
Flying squirrel is amazing too. Like to think that you have like, you know how we have webbing in our fingers and shit? Like they have like webbing wing, and they're just like, woo! That is gangster. It's gangster shit, actually.
Evolutionarily, yeah. Like humans dream to get our lats so big that one day we may fly like the flying squirrel.
That's true. And power to weight ratio never works.
No.
It doesn't matter how big your lats are. All right, speaking of big lats, let's get right to it. I have a Q&A. I solicited for questions, and I'm going to answer said questions when I go to @MikeCatherwood on Instagram and also on the Facebook, which I've just now started using again.
Back on the book.
I didn't know it was a thing. I never used Facebook. I never used it.
Yeah, who does?
Apparently, millions of people who are old. And I'm old, so I figured maybe I should get back in. But from a business sense, I guess it's still useful. I don't know. I got back in touch with all these people. I saw all these people. I think because I had a Facebook profile and I always am maxed out at like friends.
Yeah.
Just from radio listeners, not because I'm so popular. I have so many people interacting with me on Facebook. I literally haven't been on it maybe 3 times in 5 years.
It's all your friends from 2008.
It's all my friends from 1998, 1995. I see so many people. I was like, hey, I went to school with that chick. It's crazy. This girl Amber I went to high school with. She's very nice. I like her. I mean, we weren't like super close, but I grew up. She went with high school. She went to grade school. She went to junior high school with me. I grew up with this girl Amber. I went on Facebook this morning and I went and I was scrolling down and I was like, God damn, she looks good for her age. It was her teenage daughter. I was like, holy wow, she looks amazing. She looks exactly like her mom. Like I literally thought I was like, Jesus Christ.
Jamie, timestamp that.
Yeah. No, I didn't do it. I didn't slide into the DMs. I was just saying, I that's how.
Speaking of which, I had a funny instance like that as well before we get to them. Because of wrestling, I have like younger kids following me now sometimes. And it's odd because it's still like me personally and they'll like send me stuff and it's just like wrestling videos and just questions about wrestling. I feel so awkward interacting with them or even responding to anything. Like I have like a no response policy, but it's just a weird thing to think about as I get older.
How young are we talking?
16?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I have a very hard time. But I'm old. You're 10 years younger than me.
But I am now at the door of old.
Oh no, yeah, and when I was your age, it's weird. It's weird. And even if you don't mean anything negative, even if you don't have one disgusting, toxic thought in your mind, when you're a grown man, it's weird. And if it's not, what's up with you?
That's the conclusion I came to, and I was like, I just need to communicate with everyone through the wrestling channels and wrestling pages.
And and then you break through that. I mean, I don't know how to say this other than to just be fully open about it because I'm not worried about like looking like a creep. I'm worried about more sounding like a pompous jerk. But I'm just gonna throw it out there. I have plenty of college age girls of age, but they're college. They're in their early 20s. Hit me up online and they'll be like, "Sexy dude," and I genuinely don't even know. I'm not talking bots. How about that? Like, okay, I see you're in Austin, and it's like a UT student chick, and they'll be like asking me, like, I work out at this gym. Do you want to come train with me? And I literally don't know how to respond without being either A, sounding like a jerk, or B, sounding like I'm trying to compensate for being a gross pervert. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's either like you fill out a form initially to hire me as your trainer before I even continue a conversation, or this is like weird.
And I'll flat out say, I'll be like, look, I'm 45 years old. These are my responses. This is how gross. I'll be like, look, you're 22. You're very attractive. You're a female. I'm 45 and married. I can't get over, even if you don't mean anything by this from a sexual or romantic standpoint, like this is not good. This whole thing is weird. I will be that. And sometimes girls will like send me their tits. And I'll go, and they'll be like, "Do you like that?" I go, "I do. Fantastic. I'm a married man. Feel free if you like to keep sending that, but please don't take this as an insult if I'm not responsive. Send me your body parts if you're so inclined, but I'm not. There's going to be no kind of further response from me other than nice work." You know?
It's basically nudist art at that point. It might as well be.
I went to this thank you to Josh Jobe, Austin Fit Fest. He put on this boat party for like fitness influencers. And okay, now it's a lake party at Lake Travis here in Texas. Austin is filled with like fitness influencer types. There was 200 scorching hot women, all of them 20 years younger than me, on this boat, right? because it's like a potentially, even though I know me, so I'm not jumping into any water, potentially getting in water thing. I didn't have my wedding ring on. Okay.
Because you didn't want to lose it.
Not just because I had my nice wedding ring and I broke actual jewelry wedding rings training. My wife, I have now these like active lifestyle wedding rings. It's like rubbery.
Ones?
It's like
those
silicone.
are great. Yeah, you can train with them.
Yeah. They're awesome. But they're like $9 a piece. And so because they're flimsy and silicone, they fall off, especially if you get wet, you get moist. Even at jiu-jitsu, if I get sweaty, they'll just fly right off.
Well, people don't understand this sometimes in jiu-jitsu. They think called degloving your hand, where your ring or jewelry, that's why you don't ever wear it training, lifting, or jiu-jitsu, can take all the skin off your finger.
Right off your finger. Yeah. So, I'm a remover of wedding ring pretty frequently throughout the day if I'm going to be active, if I'm going to get in water, if I'm going to get wet. So I didn't have my wedding ring on. And these girls, like, I just start talking to them to be a nice guy. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, they're like, here's my number. They take out their phone and they're like, let me give you your number. We should go out sometime. And I was like, no, we shouldn't. And I lead off with, I'm married, because I don't, want to offend them or look gross. But in the back of my head, I go, yes, I'm married. So fucking, even though you're scorching hot and 23, it's great. But, you're 23. Like, and then it was this weekend, I had this thing where I go like, I'm so apt to shit on chicks, modern women, and their bullshit faux feminist nonsense. But I go, this is one area where women really get fucked over. Because you take care of yourself as a guy and you get older and you could still run it right in. You could still fucking go gangster on it, be hitting on chicks and be fully appealing. As long as you take care of yourself or you have something to offer. In fact, it might get better because you get a little more chill, you get a little more confident. You actually make a life for yourself.
Get a little money.
Yeah, and just you handle yourself a little bit more in a more mature, kind of calm, collected fashion. If you take care of yourself physically as a guy, like that's just not the way it goes for women at all levels. I do think, look, you and I would cut our foot off to have sex with J-Lo or some, an older, beautiful older woman.
I'm going to interrupt you and push back really hard at that. As someone who is 10 years younger than you, it's the time of the cougar.
No,
if you're 45, 50-year-old woman and you make, 6 figures plus, you can have whatever life you want.
Don't misunderstand me. I've always, even when I was 20, I've always found older women more attractive than like the young teeny bopper chick. Don't miss it. I'm not talking about what I find appealing. And I'm not trying to shit on women and say like, as you get older, you're not hot. No, I find older women to this. I don't get that into like the for instance, I've never once gone on porn sites and been like teen or like young. I'm always looking at MILF. I'm always looking at that's my personally. I'm talking about societally. As you get older as a guy, you can be 40s, 50s, sometimes even 60s if you're really G. You take care of yourself, and societally, the appreciation for you is still growing sometimes. If you're an actress, if you're a businesswoman, if you just go to the bar, you're not even looking for dick. You're just a lady. And you go out to the bar and it says like 30s, 40s. You go, you could see the younger girls replacing you. And that sucks. That's fucked up. If you're Margot Robbie right now, right? She's beautiful, huge career. She's beautiful. Everyone aspires to look like her. She's very, guys love her, the whole thing. You still look at Florence Pugh or something and you're like, fuck, man. And now it's her turn. I doubt Josh Brolin walks around going like, looking at Timothy Chalamet like, oh, I'm being replaced. He's like, nah, I'm G-man,
Yeah, but for every, business ripped 50-year-old, there's a 20-year-old twink-looking barista that girl cheats on you with.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
I mean,
kind of looks homeless.
Not if you're a real. No, I disagree. I disagree.
If you're a real G.
Yeah, I doubt. Like I said, I don't think.
Or a SoundCloud rapper.
Who's another like famous, sexy older man?
George Clooney.
I doubt George Clooney really gives a shit about the male model 20-year-old barista. I doubt it ever even fucking. I doubt if George Clooney goes to a red carpet and he's a great actor. I'm not talking shit. The guy's very talented. The kid who played Elvis.
Oh yeah.
And in Dune 2, the antagonist in Dune 2. Dog and Pitt walking down, they don't see that kid coming and go like, oh God, it's over. They're Dog and Pitt. And
no, but they are driving the classic and they see the new Tesla come. Like I there's got to be a little bit of that in there.
I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting because I don't feel that. I was not on the boat barge looking at these 20-year-old rip dudes and like, if I could only have what they have.
You're not playing their game anymore. You're not in that. You're not.
And I guess maybe that's the whole center of this is that society makes it so I don't have to play their game anymore.
Yeah, there's a different game for you.
And I genuinely, even though I wasn't looking for it, I still genuinely felt very appreciated by women 20 years my younger.
I think they sense that in you too. They sense the comfort, the sensibility. They like that you're not fiending over them.
Yeah, maybe. And honestly, maybe that's just by virtue of being married.
I think so.
And I used to hear dudes say this when I was younger, much younger, high school, college age. And they would say, it's crazy because the most insulting part about life is that you get married and then pussy becomes easier. And these are not guys who are cheating. They were just saying it's like, and they asserted that it's because you stop caring so much because you're off the market, and that becomes that much more appealing to women because when you are not married and you're aspiring to hook up with chicks, you're trying so goddamn hard, and they can sense that you reek of it, and that maybe there's a confidence that comes with being off the market that women then in turn find appealing. So that's the rub, I think.
I think you got it.
Yeah, and beating off is awesome nowadays.
Too awesome. Got to hold back. It's like hitting. It's like
it's
hitting
not
chest.
Too awesome.
It's like hitting chest every day. You can't do it.
It's not too awesome because in comparison to sex, it's not. If this is another thing, if beating off is better than having sex with your partner, either one of two things is at play. Hopefully, it's not both. You're not very attracted to your partner. It's not as good. Not even close to as good as real sex. It's great, but it's not as good. Either you're not attracted to your partner, and that has to be a discussion. Maybe someone's gained weight or someone stopped taking care of themselves. Fine. Don't just pretend like that's the way it should be. Or your partner, and this is not on you dudes. If beating off is better than having sex with your wife or your girlfriend doesn't like sex very much, or your wife does. And there's tons of women out there that they genuinely are not that into it. Or maybe they're not into it with you. But beating off should not be a competent substitute. It's great to get by. It's great in between. It's a nice snack. It's not a meal. And if it is a meal to you, if it's a preferred meal, if it's your amazing preferred cheat day dessert, something's up in your relationship.
Oh, it's definitely a hot pocket. But Mike, most of these women can't cook anymore. Metaphorically and literally.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that?
I had one try the other day.
Yeah.
Just raided my fridge. Just wanted to make a late night snack. Egg quesadillas is what they came up with.
That could be bomb.
It could be.
Yeah.
Tortilla, cold.
Okay.
Eggs, runny. Cheese, unmelted.
Here, let me, Giorgio, thank you so much.
Pan, crusted over with egg for 2 days.
Giorgio, thank you. this touches on a bigger topic that I'm actually happy to address. I don't want women to feel trapped into traditional, old-fashioned ideas of what your feminine energy should be. I encourage women to grow and to have equal rights, to have every freedom that a man has when it comes to societal growth, when it comes to being upwardly mobile, when it comes to being exactly the adult that you want to be. That being said, you should not just completely disregard traditional ideas of feminine energy, like nurturing power, cooking, housework. It shouldn't be just something that's not only foreign, but you're like antagonistic towards it. No, there's something beautiful and powerful and feminine about certain traditional ideas. The idea of being submissive to a man is fucking gross. The idea of feeling like you're lesser than is fucking gross. I totally agree. The idea of feeling like you can't have certain lines of work because you are simply because you are a woman. If you've dreamed of being an engineer, an architect, a doc, whatever, that's fucking insane and absolutely vulgar. But the idea that you don't need to know how to cook a nice, loving, warm meal because modern women don't do that is fucking also gross. In the same way that I think men asserting themselves in society through violence is vulgar. But the idea that because you're a modern man and you can't take care of your lady if some shit was to pop off, and then some guy in public said, "Shut up, bitch," and you don't even think to get in that guy's face and threaten to walk outside with him and break his fucking nose because he talked to your woman like that, is also fucking equally as gross. I think the idea of growth, the idea of perpetually broadening what we think we can be is perfect and beautiful. But that doesn't mean you forego all traditional ideas. And Giorgio brings up a good point. Like, I think more women go to college and graduate college than men do in modern America. That's great. Cool. Career woman, sure, you do your thing. Does that mean that all traditional ideas of femininity are wrong? No, it doesn't. Pull your shit together. Push comes to shove, you should know how to cook a nice meal.
Know how to take cold ingredients from a fridge and make it edible.
Make them warm and edible.
She got offended. And I had to lie to her and say I was full and say I wasn't really that hungry and I only wanted a bite.
Yeah.
But it's like a toddler made it. And I'm not directing this towards women. I'm directing this towards like all people.
Yes, because I think that equally in the same direction, as I brought up, there's a lot of traditional male ideas that are like young dudes today. They're like, "Oh, I don't know, man. That's old school. That's macho." I was like, "No, dude. That guy just fucking talks shit on your lady, and you're not gonna at least try to fucking
know how to change your oil.
Know how to drive stick.
Know how to get your keys out of a locked car with a coat hanger. You ever want to make a woman wet? Have her lock herself out of her car and you fix it.
Yeah. No, look, I'm not trying to sit here and say like, dude, we need to go back to the old school. I'm not that guy. But there is plenty of things that my grandfather just asserted that this is what he's doing. And my grandmother said, this is what I'm doing. And that's the way it is. And you just knew how to do it. And to think that you didn't know how to do it would be fucking gross. You'd be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You would be embarrassed if you were a young man and you popped your tire, you're driving and your tire is flat and you can't change your own tire. That's fucking embarrassing. That should be embarrassing.
You have no necessity. You can't call AAA. You're stranded. Like you're lost. Like it's an unpreparedness for life. I think that's what I'm going back to is like that makes you an unattractive partner. Whether it's male, female, any of these classic characteristics, like your inability to like go through life, and that makes you a less choosable mate.
And let's be honest, there's differences between men and women. There's differences. There's the type of thing that I find gross for a young woman not to be able to do is different than the types of stuff that I find gross for a young man not to. And by the way, there's levels to this shit. If a woman is like, I don't know how to change my own tire, I'd be like, well, you can learn pretty easily. But I would, when I'll never forget this woman. I was driving home from like the Bay Area back to LA when I was still living in LA, and I'm driving down the 5 freeway, and I pull off to a gas station to get gas, and this lady's looking at me. She goes, "Excuse me." Older woman, not old, but older. I go, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "Can you pump my gas?" And I go, "I don't work here." And she's like, No, I don't know how to do it. Can you help me do it? And so I look at her license plate. It doesn't say Oregon or New Jersey. Because I think off the top of my head, those are the two states where it's literally illegal to pump your own gas. So I go, if you grew up there, I get it. I mean, still, come on, put it. You could do. But if you grew up in those places where you literally never pumped your gas, and she said, she said to me, she's like, I never had to do this. I can't figure. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, are you that incapable of getting through the day? Like, people just that should not be the case. Now, that being said, I also think, I will cut young people slack because so much shit is just automatic nowadays, and so much shit is so easy. I would not expect most people under 30 to balance a checkbook because you've probably never even fucking seen a checkbook. You know,
who's wrote a check?
Yeah. Or my point being is like, so much shit is so easy with modern technology that there is a certain aspect where I was like, I don't fault you for not knowing how. Like the other day, I was kind of jokingly fucking with these kids at jiu-jitsu because they were 16, 17. And they're like, I have no idea how to drive manual transmission. I go, you guys are fucking losers. But then I also thought, I was like, why would, like, even sports cars are automatic nowadays. Like, they just probably never even seen a fucking manual transmission, you know?
Well, the person who taught me to drive a manual transmission was a girl. Was my girlfriend at the time. And I was 25 years old. She was from Florida.
Yeah.
So that might explain a little bit. Those women are resourceful.
Yeah, it's absolutely a thing. It's a cultural thing, you know, just as much as it is an age thing. All right, I gotta get these questions. Who or what is Ilune? Ilune. Do you know?
Elote? Mexican
I
corn
wish
dish?
it was elote. Elune. From Bear Jew Harden.
Oh, I love him.
I know, I do too.
He's great. He's a tough role. He's a strong son of a bitch.
Have you ever rolled with his kids?
Yeah, I love them. They're my favorite roles, both of them.
They beat the fuck out of me, and they're a little too young to be beating the fuck out of me.
Yeah, the youngest one. My first role every time I come in there.
No, he's a good dude. I like that guy. I think he also might be from Southern California.
He's done a lot for the community. I know we're just kind of like pitching people and like not wanting to put them on blast or anything, but the amount of people he's given jobs to in the community here, amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely a good dude. But I also, who or what is Elune?
Google it. We gotta figure this out.
Fuck. I'm never gonna get to these questions. Why did I lead off with his?
Yeah, exactly. What deep rabbit hole are we going down?
Ilune. I also think like I'm exposing myself to like maybe it's something like really popular. Ilune is the major deity worshipped by the night elves. She is associated with the larger of Azeroth's 2 moons.
Oh, yeah.
WoW wiki fandom. What's
Yep.
WoW? World of Warcraft?
Yep. So the night elves.
Yeah.
They are the constant protagonists to the orc. They are part of the alliance, so they have sided with the human race as well to protect themselves against basically the scourge, the lich, all dark forces as well. The dark forces are what caused the orcs to open the portal and to actually cause the first war when they came to Azeroth from their home world.
The fuck's wrong with you guys? Fuck you, Bear Jew Harden. Fuck you, Giorgio, for even attempting to pretend like I give a shit. Boston Spartan. Hi, Mike. Hope it's not too late to ask a question. It is not. I've been trying to make sure to go slow on the negative movements of each workout and to get a good stretch in the muscles. Is it better to go slow into the positive movements or try to explode the weight? Thanks, and thank you for the years of content. Well, you're welcome. It's actually, not only is it not good to go slow in the positive, it's not good to go that slow in the negative. That's a misnomer that I don't know why. Is it good to go super fast? No. But this idea of time under tension by extending the negatives to like this dramatic level is not real. It's not, and there's zero scientific proof to show that it is. Now, 2-3 seconds, fine. For safety's sake. Because you are tremendously stronger on a negative portion doesn't mean that you're getting more muscle activation by extending the negative portion. It just means that it's just a means of being stronger by resisting the movement in the opposite direction of where the force is coming from. That's just the way it is. Just like, I don't want to get into the physical aspects of it, but it's just, you're resisting the force in the direction that the force is coming from. It has nothing to do with getting more muscle activation out of it. Now, dropping the weight with zero regard for the speed of the negative is very dangerous. You don't want to do that. So, a good 2-second negative is all you really need. And you don't want to compromise your ability to get more reps or get more weight up by overly extending that negative. When it comes to the stretch position and full range of motion, that's not always a good thing. Off the top of my head, 2 areas that have a terrible, terrible kind of tension profile with full ranges of motion are the lats and the glutes. Your glutes have a much larger range of motion and a full stretch position than they do in most exercises where you're actually getting mechanical tension in the glutes. You don't want to overly extend the glutes when you're training them because it's just going to take away muscular tension on mechanical tension on the muscles that you're training. Same with your lat. Just because you can go all the way down on a pull-up doesn't make it better than staying to right here where your lats are actually contracted. Because once you go into a full range of motion where you're actually stretching your lats, which is not a bad thing to do from a health and fitness day. I like to hang and stretch my lats out too, more to decompress my spine. But getting the stretch in the connective tissue up here by your shoulders, it's great. It's not good for growing strength or size, muscular size in your lats. It's a terrible mechanical tension profile when you're going into full range of motion because there's no tension on your lats when I extend my shoulder all the way up and we start to get to here. If you're doing a lat pull down or a pull up, you want to go to about right here to the bottom area of where your lats are continuing to be put under mechanical tension. Then pull up to here, right? To get your chin over the bar, fine. Squeeze it to here, maybe lean back a little bit so you can continue that mechanical tension and pull it to your chest. Doing the pull-ups where you go all the way down and then all the way up to like here where you're like putting your head over. There's such a massive chasm of where your body and the muscles that you're intending to train are actually getting tension. You're putting them through a range of motion. Another one that might be easier to understand. Let's say I'm doing an incline dumbbell press. You see a lot of guys that are doing like extreme stretches where they're almost like getting their elbows out to the side and then going like this to get like a stretch here, right? What you're actually doing is taking that bottom half of the exercise and engaging your front delts and the connective tissue to your shoulder girdle and taking out the tension on your chest altogether. If you were to go down to about right here, where you just feel the muscle tissue that you're intending to train start to stretch out just a bit, keeping your shoulders or your elbows in a little bit and stretching here, and then pushing out to about a little bit below 90 degrees, you're keeping the mechanical tension on the muscles you're intending to train the entire time. Just like if you were to go all the way up and then touch the dumbbells together, the last part, you're not getting any mechanical tension here. So people get geeked out about full range of motion. It's not necessarily always a good idea. Now, there are parts of your body that absolutely need the most extreme stretch that you can get on the negative portion, because that is where those muscles, because of the way they are connected, because of the insertion points, that's where they thrive. Off the top of my head, the number one I can think of would be calves. Training your calves in a very truncated short range of motion to keep as much contractile tension on it the whole time is a very bad idea. Why? Well, because of the connections and the insertion points, but also you walk on your calves all day. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds and tension put them in the contractile position, or at least in that middle contractile position. You need to really work when you stretch your calves, get that feel, that stretch position. Hamstrings as well. Hamstrings work great in a contractile position, but hamstrings with like Romanian deadlift also need to be put into that stretch position. So don't get overly addicted to this idea that things need to be put through a massively complete range of motion. What do you recommend for exercises for an individual living with hypertension and low metabolism? I don't know much about hypertension. I need more. I also need, when people say I have a low metabolism, what do you mean? Why? And what makes you think that? A lot of people who say so many things when it comes to their metabolism, they're just spracking off. And I'm not trying to say that it's easy or that I have the secret and that you don't. But so many people say the words, I eat so little and I can't lose weight. My metabolism is this. No, it's not. No, it's not. The situations that surround you in life make it really, really difficult in the modern world to not be overweight, and that's fine. But I don't think we should, rest on our laurels of certain scientific explanations that aren't necessarily there. If you're hypothyroid, if you have Hashimoto's, you have some type of thyroid issue, sure, there's going to be metabolic issues that you deal with that people who have healthy thyroid function don't necessarily deal with. But the amount of caloric difference on a day-to-day basis is relatively low. When people say that I have thyroid problems, I have metabolic problems biologically, the reality is that it's not that much of an issue, and people overeat. Okay? Also, caloric expenditure from exercise is not something that most people need to be focusing on anyway. It's relatively low in comparison to just looking for caloric restrictions that come from dietary standpoints. So that's my best answer for that. On top of that, these are both questions that need to be asked to a medical professional, not to someone in the fitness industry. You were talking about creatine or pre-workout that helps with boners. Was I? Asking for a friend. I can't recall ever doing that. Yohimbe HCl, which is oftentimes in certain stimulant products, pre-workouts, absolutely will increase blood flow to that area. But I can't recall ever doing that. And I don't know of any over-the-counter or supplement products that are going to be good for your boner. It's never been a problem for me. In fact, I need something that keeps me not getting boners. Little birdie making that noise. He's right up at the window checking me out.
Isn't there like some steroids that make your dick bigger though?
A lot of anabolic androgenic compounds are going to increase blood flow and activity. There's contractile muscular tissue in a boner. Also, most anabolic androgenic agents are going to increase your male hormones. That's why female bodybuilders and physique athletes who engage in use of those often have very masculine features. They develop masculine features. But
the big C.
When you're on, when you're on juice, it's been 20 years since I used steroids. I'm on HRT. I've never shied away from being fully forthcoming about natural or not. But I take like 80 milligrams a week. I mean, if you guys understood, I'll show you my blood. I just got my blood work done. That's why one of the things I did while I was in LA. My testosterone's like 850. I mean, I don't have a superhuman.
Double mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what's up with you? Why do you have low testosterone?
Probably lifestyle, maybe brain trauma. From an early age.
People don't realize how big of an issue that is. Also, a lot of it's overtraining too. Wrestlers are.
Oh yeah, I don't know what my position my body was in. Like I know that you can be like 2 or 3 days apart. Your tests can be wildly different depending upon what.
Wildly different, yes. 450 to 1,000, no way. Could it be 600? Sure. Which would be low healthy.
600 wouldn't scare me. 400 annoyed me.
Yeah,
600 would be pretty chill.
If I had to venture a guess, because traumatic brain injury, absolutely. I have 2 friends I could think of. No need to name, but that are men who proudly served in the United States military, and they received one guy got a concussive explosive injury from a bomb, and his testosterone, he's like 30, and his testosterone was like in the 200s simply from his brain chemistry from that injury. And he's like healthy, jacked, active, eats well, sleeps, and it wasn't until they could pinpoint that and make the connections, and then he got himself on hormone replacement therapy, and his life came back. He was really down. So that happens. Certainly guys in the NFL, guys in combat sports, women too as well. You're going to have hormone repercussions from hitting your head. But largely what I see nowadays, and why male testosterone levels, even for young men, is so far beneath what it was 50 years ago, 40 years ago, is going to be lifestyle issues. And I'm not even talking about eating unhealthy or being a fat fuck. I'm not Andrew Tate. I'm not talking about like, you guys are not real men. Day in and day out, the things that we do that we may not even be conscious of have a dramatic impact. We stare at screens a lot, and therefore we may not even be noticing it, but we're not getting as good and deep of sleep as we normally did for generations. Very, very, very few people have blue-collar jobs nowadays. Not because you're wimps, but because of technology. It's just changed. When my dad was in college and thinking about like putting his life together, you kind of went to the military, you went to college. There's a very small network of dudes who were like, I'm going to be an attorney, I'm going to be an accountant, and so I'm going to be an engineer. But then like the other 80% of us are like, I'm going to go get a job at this factory. I'm going to lay brick. I'm going to deliver the mail. I'm going to swing this hammer. That in and of itself keeps you a little bit more in a chemically appropriate place to what Homo sapiens should be doing. And it's very similar to, I'm not even trying to get like super macho, anti-feminist guy. But if you go watch I Love Lucy or something, the idea of being a housewife, a homemaker in 1950 was wildly different than it was in 2024, as far as just what technology has made us available to us. The certain comforts that it provides also takes away from our natural kind of just instinctive ability to stay in a healthy range. And that is by far, and also, and I'm not Mr. Carnivore, you got to eat this, that, it, but additives to food they take their toll over the long run. If you watch your calories, you eat a high protein diet, things will work out as far as like visually how you look. There's no scientific proof to show otherwise. If you eat the right amount of calories with a high enough protein, and you actually, like, your body will look just as good as someone who eats 0 seed oils and someone who eats 0 gluten and all that shit. It's about the calories and certainly to a smaller extent the protein. That's from a visual, just like your body's look. As far as internal health, a lot of that hippie holistic stuff means a lot, and it really does take its toll over the long run. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of seed oils, a lot of artificial ingredients, a lot of additives, that will have a cumulative effect on your hormones and your internal functions of certain things. Okay, someone who eats a lot of fruits and vegetables and fresh meat is going to fare much better when it comes to chemical internal profile. So that is that. But yeah, it's, roids give you boners. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not trying to like play myself. Oh, I'm so fucking. It's just one of those things. I thought Viagra was a joke for the first like 10 years of its existence. Then I thought, oh, well, that's for like 80-year-old guys, right? Like, that's actually kind of beautiful. You're a senior citizen, you're still into your lady, and you're like, I want to give it you're like, fuck yeah, amazing medicine. I can't wrap my head around how anyone would need that to get a boner. And if you do, either you have a serious medical condition or an injury, and I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to talk shit. Or like, bro, pull your head out of your ass.
It's so common now. There's dudes in their late 20s sign up for Blue Chew.
They're partying with Cialis. Like, dudes had it on the boat. These like fucking 28-year-old guys are like, yeah, I got my little rattler of Cialis. I was like, I need anti-Cialis. I'm having problems because I need to keep going to the bathroom because I have a fucking boner just from girls walking around here in bikinis. What the fuck do you need more boner drug? I need my pro boner? No, I need boner suppression. A, I'm gross. B, I'm healthy. I'm a healthy guy. There's something up with that. If you need Cialis, now maybe you're partying with it. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, do you need roids to win a world title?
No.
Metaphorically.
Do you need roids to win a world title in bodybuilding? Yes.
No, but I meant like sex. Like, do you need performance enhancing drugs to go have an amazing time in your late 20s?
No.
Exactly. Stop it.
This is what I needed in my late 20s. I was already married. Fuck. In my mid and early 20s. You know what I needed? Okay, no, actually, you know what I needed in my early 30s before I met Bianca, when I had in my single period between my first wife and Bianca? I needed to have a good time, some way to not fuck. I probably would have been healthier. I probably would have done more with my life.
I need you to have a new name I don't know. That's all I need.
How to get rid of my fat arms. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. First off, come on, be nice to yourself. Secondly, how do you get rid of your fat anything? Diet. A caloric deficit over a long period of time. Spot reduction is not real. Okay, so when the next guy that comes out, how do I get rid of my spare tire? The next chick that's going to write in with how do I get rid of the jiggly stuff around my booty? Or that's not how things work. You get rid of fat, head to toe. When you get shredded, you can start. Yeah, when I don't know. I'm going to say I'm at 12% body fat right now. Maybe if I want to get to 9% body fat and make my abs pop more. Is there slightly some things I could do that would make marginal difference just in that area as opposed to in my calves? Sure. Some exercises to help increase circulation there to upregulate, the kind of chemicals that we're going to get to the camp and things like that to get to my adipose tissue, that very hard to get adipose tissue, the brown tissue, I think they call it, around my abdomen. Sure. Yes, maybe. But in reality, when we're talking about body fat loss, head to toe, it's about body fat loss. The human body keeps fat on purpose, keeps fat in certain areas longer than in other areas. It's a biological necessity. Women are going to keep fat around their reproductive organs and where you have babies way longer than in other parts. Men are going to keep it around, like outside of their titty and spare, around their gut way longer. It's biological. It's an evolutionary reason. There's a safety there. There's organ function. There's reproductive reasons. Okay. That's the way it goes. You don't target certain areas. That's why how many of us, if you've ever lost a good amount of weight, you really made a commitment to do something. Your face snaps into shape way quicker than the rest of your body. Okay? And you guys out there, you're speaking my language here, okay? You lose weight, you start getting into shape, getting ready for summer. Your face comes in, you're like, oh, you notice it. You look in the mirror, like, shit, look, I can see my cheekbones a little bit more. Okay, that happens very quickly. Then you'll be like, I'm starting to notice my shoulders and my arms like look a little bit more jacked lately. But your chest, especially upper chest a lot of times and outer parts, and then your belly, you'll be like, oh, when am I going to get abs? How come I can't get abs? And it's like, no, that's not the way it works. There's certain parts of your body that biologically need to be kept warm longer. And that's just, that's a more simplified way of saying it. So you can't target these certain areas when it comes to fat loss. There are exercises, obviously, to increase muscle mass or muscle tone in your arms, but none of that means shit if you're not dieting. Okay? Caloric deficit is how you lose body fat. When was the last time you did the space stock fondue with your friends? It's been many years.
Ew.
It's been many years. Does 12 minutes with a higher heart rate make you loose? By the way, hey, fuckers, stop counting on spell check. No more loose weight. LOSE and LOOSE are two different fucking words that mean two completely different things.
Loose weight would be not racked right on.
Yes, loose weight rolls around on the gym floor. You don't re-rack it. How do you loose? Does 12 minutes with a high heart rate make you loose fat all day? A la Orange Theory. No. No, it doesn't. Nothing makes you lose fat all day except for dieting. High-intensity intervals or high-intensity training like Orange Theory does elevate your metabolic rate for longer periods of time. There's a post-activity elevation of metabolic rate from things that are higher intensities in comparison to zone 2 or lower and more aerobic stuff. But it doesn't help you lose fat all day. Nothing helps you lose fat all day. Okay, so you're getting a sales pitch. It's distorting what is a real valid piece of science, and they're distorting it to make you think like, well, if I do Orange Theory or if I do other type of high interval training, that I'm now good to just go eat whatever the fuck I want and live however the fuck I want for the rest of the day.
I did find something that is really helpful for that. Running from predators constantly all day.
Just buy a fucking lynx and just run away from it all. Who's a downer fool, you or Rudy? Well, fucking Rudy's downer, but I'll still kick the shit out of him. Vacation soon for a week. How do I attack nutrition balance? Picking healthy as possible, in parentheses, but still enjoying foods I normally wouldn't indulge in. 80-20 type of good to junk ratio. Yeah, I don't think it's as binary as like saying 80-20. But it's a very good question. Thank you, Snaggo9. That's a good name. Snaggo9. Because look, you go on a vacation, you go to have an amazing experience with your family that could be a lifelong, meaningful experience. The last thing you want to do is be like counting your calories. Now, if you get a paycheck for your physique, I understand that's different. It's different. But regular people, you and me, like normal people with families and lives, you don't want to, you're going to Paris or you're going to Monaco or somewhere, Mexico, where the food is fucking mind-blowingly great. Why would you want to compromise that? The only thing I would say, instead of like looking at it like, I'm going to have chicken breast for 3 meals so that I can go and have the carnitas tomorrow night. Don't use vacations or holidays as excuses to be fucking pigs. Do I think day in and day out we should live a way that's a little bit more controlled? Yes, I do. Do I think that you should take advantage of holidays and vacations to loosen things up a little bit and then also enjoy ourselves so that you can have the most out of your memories? I do agree with that. I don't think 4th of July, Thanksgiving Day, your vacation to London, your vacation to Montreal is an excuse or justification to become fucking vulgar. That's my best advice to people. Instead of like, I'm going to count all my calories at this point so that I can indulge on this. No, just instead of eating to excess, just enjoy whatever the heck you want, but then also have some self-control and some self-respect. More so than even self-control, then the discipline of it is like, you know what? I'm not going to continue eat. I'm full. I'm not going to fucking eat to the point that I lie down and go like, oh, I can't move because it's Thanksgiving, because you're on vacation. Fuck that. No, it's 4th of July. I'm going to have a hot dog. I might have a hamburger too. It's going to be fucking sweet, but I'm not going to continue eating just because. Does that make sense? I mean, I always am very cautious of sounding like a pretentious, pedantic meathead where it's like, just have a little bit of self-control. No, I mean this. On Thanksgiving, you should have fucking pumpkin pie and stuffing and some turkey. You shouldn't, like the old adage of like Thanksgiving Day, I'm going to go watch the Cowboys, and you're like undoing your pants and I'm going to fall asleep from the tryptophan. No, that's fucking gross. And it's not gross because I work out all the time and I watch them. It's gross because it's gross. Just no different than I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink. I can't have a sip. Why? Because of me. Not because of alcohol, because I can't control it. Some fucked up with me internally. Okay? So I don't drink at all. Does that mean alcohol is bad? Like alcoholic beverages? No, it's fucking awesome. And if you can, you know what's not awesome? Drinking till you fucking puke. Drinking until you make an ass of yourself. Passing out. Yelling at people. Losing control of yourself because of drinking. Would I ever tell anyone just because I'm an alcoholic and I work hard to never drink? Would I ever tell someone that on Super Bowl Sunday who's not driving, get a buzz on, man? We just, you played some beach volleyball, you're out with your buddies, and you come back, the guy's got a cooler full of Coronas. No, crack a couple. You going to the Dodger game, man? You like how I don't say the baseball game. Going to the Dodger game like a good American should. You're not driving, go have a couple beers. Have 3, have 4 if you're a 250-pound guy. Should you be slurring words ever? No, that's fucking gross. And that doesn't, it provides you little self-respect. You're saying to your body, I don't respect you. I don't respect you. I don't respect my soul because I'm now going to engage in behavior that is not becoming of me. And the same thing goes with food. Pizza kicks fucking ass, and all Mexican food fucking kicks ass, and Thai food is amazing. And the world has offered us amazing flavors that we should all experience. Very few people are getting a paycheck for your abs. Okay? And if you are, that's fine. You're a different category. You do you. But the rest of us, enjoy your life. Does that give you a free ticket to be a glutton? Of course it doesn't, because that's gross. And it's not gross for me to look at you. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm saying it's gross for you to treat yourself like that. You deserve better. So when you go on your vacation, you go, and I don't know where you're going on vacation. Let's just say you're going on vacation to Texas. You go and you get yourself some of the best barbecue in the world, and you get yourself some pecan pie. You have a slice of pecan pie. And then a couple hours later, you have a nice good 6 to 10 ounces of brisket, because I'm guessing if let's say you're my size, you get 10 ounces of brisket and you're fucking, oh, this is good. And you dip it in your sauce, maybe a biscuit. But then you go like, I'm good. Let's get some water, go for a walk. And then 3-4 hours later, you're like, man, there's this Tex-Mex place down there. We should give that a shot. Yeah, have a couple tacos. Okay. My point being is like, don't punish yourself. Don't feel like now because you're on vacation, because someone has said that you should enjoy yourself, that means that then you should now punish yourself. Okay? Don't distort that. Thank you. Please remind me, what breed are your ranch dogs? Great Pyrenees. We talked about it earlier in the show. Thank you. What is considered a deload week? Is it less weight, but still going to almost failure on all your exercises? Thank you, Mike. No, it's not. It is less weight. It is not almost failure. Deload means continuing to go through movements, but like relaxing. It's not almost failure. Like 4 or 5 reps in reserve. So if failure is 10 reps, you're hitting 5 reps. Also with like 50% of your 1 rep max. I do not think deloads from a purely aesthetic standpoint, from a bodybuilding standpoint, from a hypertrophy standpoint, I don't see any real scientific proof that that's of benefit. Now, from a strength training standpoint, if you're talking about putting up numbers, when you're talking about sports performance, deloads are very important. You can't redline. Can't redline all the time. It's just not, it's not, A, it's not possible, and B, for those of you who out there who think it's possible, it isn't, because you're compromising your actual performance. You don't go to the Olympic Training Center and talk to the people who will be like, I David Goggins this shit for 16 weeks before I got here. No, you have performance blocks and understandings of the times when you might even go above and beyond what you could be doing, should be doing, and then you taper. And deloads and stuff like that. When you're talking about strength and performance and sports performance, there's much, much, much smarter people out there than I. And I encourage you to talk to them about that if that's something you're interested in. When you're talking about looking great, I do not see any scientific or even just anecdotal proof that that's necessary if your programming's good. If your programming's good. And what I mean by that is like far too much programming nowadays doesn't take into consideration anything in the world of fatigue management. If you're my age and you're training 6 days a week, twice a week, doing 1 rep maxes all the time, like, yeah, you need to deload. You know why? Because you're a fucking asshole. Not because deloads are so important, because you train like shit. You train like an idiot. Deloads should not be necessary in a purely aesthetic standpoint. That's my because your training should be a little smarter. Have you ever worked out with Rudy? No, but might make a good video. How's your boy Young Wing doing? Seems like he's been going through a tough patch. Jason Ellis? Yeah, he has been. I just talked to him recently. One of the beautiful things about Jason is he's always open about when he's going through a rough patch. I think Jason's definitely struggling, and I care about Jason very much, and I want him the best for him. And I would never air out his dirty laundry on a show of mine or an outlet of mine without talking to him first. But I will say this. I think Jason's doing everything he can he's in the best place he possibly could be. Even though that it's a really tough spot for him. I'm very confident that he's going to come out of this even better than ever. Ever had your pito stuck in a vacuum? Yes. Pretty recently. There was having animals. Any of you farmers out there, any people with ranches or like lots of animals, you know, they don't care for things the way we care for them, or they don't care about things the same way we care about things. And we had some birds inside our house that were ill that we need to take care of indoors. And they ripped apart the grout in our bathroom, and it was like kind of all over. So my wife asked, about a year ago, my wife asked, can you handle that for me? Because there's like holes in the like a crack, and that I'm worried wind / insects might get in, right? So I said, yes, got it. So I do that, and I put in new grout and I rip out other parts of the grout that these animals had left behind. And so now there's like flakes on the ground, right? But it was behind we have like this one of those, what do they call it? Claw and something bathtubs? Clawfoot bathtubs, okay. It's like an old-fashioned clawfoot bath. And I can't move that fucker because it was heavy. So I realized I had to get down on my back and get back where the grout was and vacuum it out, right? I just got back from the gym, and I was wearing like flowing like mesh shorts, like dolphin shorts almost. And I went and I got the shop. I have a really powerful like industrial grade shop vac. And I have to get down on my back like this and reach in and do it. Okay. And I have to use the long extended tube because I can't reach with like the shorter tube to get back to where I need to get to. So I lie down and I have it in my right hand like this, and I'm on my back, and I reach it, and I can't reach it. So I realize the only way I'm going to reach it is if I put it in my left hand, okay? But there's a post in here, so and the tube to a vacuum, like you can understand, is connected. So I have to switch it like this around the tube so that the vacuum cord doesn't get trapped around this post. So I'm lying on my back with these shorts on, these like flowy shorts on. And I go like this with the shop vac tube, and I go to switch it into my hands like this, and I'm lying on my back, and I go, and I just graze right around my area, and it goes, and sucks my dick in. Like, my dick and balls like went, I was like, oh, that's how I was like this, on the ground by myself. It's pretty powerful vacuum. Now, I wasn't going to rip my dick and balls off, but it was a shock. That was a physical shock. And then, this is happening in a matter of seconds, but it seemed like an eternity. Then I kind of was like, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Once I got past the initial fear of my dick and balls being sucked away, I was like, okay. So, yes. Can I have your Vans gym shoes? No. You teaching your daughter Espanol? Yes. She's studying it above and beyond what I could teach her too, because my Spanish unfortunately has gotten pretty shitty. Just got a full knee replacement. 55, construction worker. Help me rehab this puppy. I cannot. I think that you can. I can help with that, but that I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a orthopedic surgeon, something like that. You absolutely can continue exercising and should, and putting your knee through ranges of motion. That much I can say. But you have to be wise about that. And that is going to lead you down full recovery path. Far too often people get knee reconstruction and they're like, that's it. No more exercise that involves my knee. Because I had the surgery and all. It's like, no. To get back to gangster level, you got to really commit. And it takes some real discipline to not just go full bore, but you got to commit to continually progressing with putting that knee through ranges of motion, then and eventually with different levels of resistance. George St. Pierre's best example ever. He had real knee replacements, and I casually heard Dominic Cruz talk about how he dealt with his. I have found that the only kind of strength training I enjoy is body weight training. Push-ups, squats, planks, and pull-ups. Are there other body weight workouts you recommend? Yes. You can progress to doing one limb stuff. You can progress to doing different positions that don't put you as much at a mechanical advantage. But here's the thing. I have found the only kind of strength training I enjoy is body weight training. So what? I'm not saying you're wrong. But I do body weight training. Every time I go lift weights, I also, I do walking lunges when I'm on a leg day. I do dips and push-ups on upper body days. I incorporate upper. I think that it's important. But by virtue of saying the only weight training I enjoy is, I go, so the fuck what? And it speaks to a bigger problem. We are so consumed with comfort. But that's what's comfortable for me. And I don't know why. I got into this weird phase the other day where I just started obsessively thinking about this for no other reason. And I got into applying it to my own life. Everything that's been good for me has come from confronting doing something that I found wildly uncomfortable. Wildly uncomfortable. I got a job in radio doing comfortable shit. Getting on the radio and having a career was so fucking uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Suicide level, oh my God, this is horror show. I thought this was going to be easy because people say I'm good. I have the gift of gab. And I got on the radio and I wanted to kill myself because I was so shitty. And I had a live radio and public embarrassment and people who were good at it be like, what the fuck, dude? And it was so uncomfortable. And I was so conscious of myself for the first time in my life. Now I'm on 15 minutes earlier. I'm like, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm Mr. Charisma. And then you get on the air and you're like, oh, and I had this cataclysmic feeling of, oh my God, this is awful. And I pushed through that feeling to the point where it became really, really enjoyable. And I got a sense that I might be good at it. And the first time I went on the jiu-jitsu mats, I can't tell you, it's more than most people who understand, who have ever been put in that situation, where clearly I wasn't very good. But anytime I try anything new, I'm not good at it. This was different. This was a level of personal discomfort that almost felt torturous. So not only am I not very good, I think I might be a pussy. Because I hurt, and these guys walked through me like warm knives through butter. And I'm like, I don't really like this. Yeah. And I stuck with it. And I'm not Bushesha. I'm not Nicky Rod by any stretch of the imagination. But I got good at it. I got good compared to Earth. And the first time I started lifting weights, I felt so embarrassed to go to the gym, a Gold Gym in Pasadena, and there's other buff dudes there, and there's attractive chicks. And I don't really know what I'm doing. And I wasn't good at the stuff I was trying to do. I was mostly doing curls and bench because, like, that's what, you know, A, young guys care about, and B, it's what I knew how to do. And I was sore, and I wasn't seeing any gains, but I kept doing it. I didn't like it. I was not comfortable doing it. I would have been much more comfortable staying at home and doing push-ups and shit. And this is just a long-winded way of getting into, just because the only thing I like is fill in the blank. I go, so people ask me, young dudes are like, give me some secrets about your relationship, your marriage. You and your wife seem to have a good marriage. What is some? I go, I don't know. Keep doing it. I love her a lot. It's pretty uncomfortable. I'd love to give you this Hollywood fucking story where it's like, and then we met and then everything's sweet. And because I'm attracted to her and she's attracted to me, we can't keep our hands off each other. Like, no, it's pretty fucking uncomfortable. And there are definitely moments where you're like, is this even worth it? And being a parent is super uncomfortable. The only part I like about being a parent is when my daughter and I go do fun stuff that we both like. Does that mean that's the only shit I should do? No. I had a conversation with her the other day because she started to feel like, I don't want to get into too much detail. That's her business. And I always am very guarded about talking about my daughter's life, you know, in a public setting. But she had some issues with friends of hers, right? Not catty, not bully stuff. More of, she didn't understand why this person was acting this way, and it made her feel weird about it. And what was comfortable, what I liked doing was going, you're a perfect princess, and everything's going to be okay as long as you are you. Everyone else is wrong. That's what felt good. That's what felt comfortable. That's what I like doing. And I didn't do that. And it was shitty. It was fucking awful to have to be like, yo, well then you can't just fold up shop because you didn't like the way he or she did this. You have to confront that. And you might need to be honest with them. And frankly, that might be your fault. And I fucking felt like shit and stuff. Does that mean I shouldn't do that? No, I felt like that was a responsible thing as a parent to do, to show that she could grow up and have a happy life where she understands and gets a little bit more self-awareness and stuff. My point being, to start off with, the only type of exercise I like to do is this, so therefore it's the only one I'm doing. I don't feel like I can support that. Okay? Now, given what you've said, if you're doing bodyweight work, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, planks, all great. I would add in walking lunges and side lunges. Okay, moving those legs through your plane, especially getting a single leg training and incorporating a little bit more posterior chain in your legs. I would add those in. Okay? There you go. Thank you. I will do continued Q&A in a different episode because I just got so many awesome questions, and that's on you. In this crazy mixed up world that makes you think that nobody cares, remember, I do. Be good.